Hello, this is Perfect Death. Ryan Chiswick here, back to do another video on tanking as a Heal Paladin in Ragnarok Online Mobile. So, one of the things that I wanted to bring up here was, as I've been testing Unlimited Endure more often, that's been helping me to understand what's desyncing, and I've recently found out that the Taunt skill, which is very useful for making sure a boss stays targeting me, it has a limit of 6 targets. So we can see right here, all of these alarms have been spawned by the time holder, and the game will randomly choose 6 people within range of taunt, and then the rest get away. So we can see Bloody Knight in the bottom there, he's just lost aggro because he wasn't being taunted. That was the random chance there, and the meteors came down even though I was taunting. If the taunt does not roll on time holder, then it fails to cancel his spells. So you can see I'm having a hard time actually blocking his skills just because of how that taunt limit works. In some cases there's the desync, but because I'm actually running Unlimited Endure, I'm not getting desynced from being hit a lot. So that helps quite a bit for me to tell whether I'm, desyncing or whether it's just that annoying taunt limit of, pretty sure it's 6. It feels like it's 6, and I've heard that it's 6. I've heard someone else mention that it's like 15, but I don't think it's 15. So a lot of the times when I'm now tanking, I can figure out better how to deal with that taunt issue. So one of the big challenges that you can face is if you don't have the right amount of crowd control. In this group that we were running against Time Holder and Bloody Knight, we didn't have any crowd control. So a really good example would be to use Stormgust. Stormgust will actually knock the monsters away from the boss and then freeze them in place. So that allows you to better figure out to push them out of the range so that they don't actually get taunted, and you're more likely to taunt the boss. I've also seen people using the Joker card to do Stone Curse, and then they Stone Curse the monsters in position, and then because the boss can't be Stone Cursed, you just move away from where the monsters are, and then you fight the boss. And Stone Curse actually lasts for quite a long time, so once you've done that, you can just ignore the monsters. Other ways that can kind of help are just any AoE skill that knocks monsters back, or another example would just be killing the mobs really quickly, like with Meteor Storm, or other strong AoEs that can just clear the monsters, which is pretty much what you'd mostly want to do if you're fighting tougher enemies, but it's definitely a good idea to keep it in mind for if you're tanking and you taunt when there's a bunch of monsters around, to keep it in mind that the taunt may very well not keep working for you. And a lot of my other footage that I recorded here mostly had to do with fighting a Bloody Knight, because he has a annoying reflect shield skill. It's possible to use highly effective clearance, a ability that the high priests can get for their clearance skill that allows them to remove buffs from enemies, though it can be a little tricky. So in this case we were practicing it, trying it out, and wasn't really able to remove the reflect shield, so we just had to muscle through and just try and out heal, out res the damage reflect that Bloody Knight had, which sometimes you can do. Unless you have a wizard, then you can just ignore his reflect because it's a physical only So, I hope that some of these videos have been helping people out, mainly in figuring out how to better tank or just how to understand what's going on when things go badly, because that definitely happens. And yeah, it kind of cut off from the other video pretty abruptly, ran out of footage, but this one I've been figuring out some more things, improving my understanding of what's going on, so eventually I might do some more videos on Paladin builds, and soon Royal Guard's going to come out, so I'm already at job level 70 for that, so we'll see in the future what I decide to do.